Hey guys, welcome back to another vlog. This time we're going to talk about something a little differently. I was inspired today after having a brief conversation on Twitter this morning with Boxer, you guys may know him from The Hive, and Music by Pedro as well, over something that I think is super relevant today, which is the brand new iPhone 6. I am not going to present myself as a tech guru or somebody who understands technology, so please do not take this as a tech review or as any other type of professional expert type opinion on what's going on. But I did want to share my feelings about it because it's something that I've quite been, I don't know if irritated is the word, or just wanted to share my feelings on it because they announced today that the brand new iPhone 6 is going to be coming out soon, and as I'm reading the features on this, I'm oddly reminded of what's funny about a phone that I already have, which is the HTC One. So the brand new iPhone, apparently there's going to be like an iPhone and an iPhone Plus, but the brand new iPhone 6 has a 4.7-inch diagonal screen, like my HTC One, which is a 1080p display like my HTC One that I've already had for a year. Now, the thing that I really wanted to talk about, more so than just the brand new features of the iPhone, what may or may not be happening, is more so the feeling that I feel like a lot of people are really scared to give up their iPhones to switch to an Android device. My personal experience with that is I was the same way. I had an iPhone. I loved the fact that I could just go on to my iTunes, I could download my music, it uploaded automatically to, my iTunes on my computer, and everything seemed to work very seamlessly. The iPhone was really easy to use. Now, the thing about the iPhone that was a little bit more difficult was when I actually needed to be productive, when I needed to get into my Google Docs, or when I needed to be able to share documents or access things online, or when I needed to watch something that wasn't a YouTube video through the app, it seemed like my iPhone kind of just failed me. But it was so easy to just download apps and take pictures and share them that when someone convinced me to go to an Android device, I was so hesitant to do so. But after months of my iPhone consistently telling me that I was running out of memory, that I couldn't take pictures, that everything that I wanted to do was pretty much impossible at that point, I was like done. I was done. I rage quit my iPhone and I went into Best Buy and I got the HTC One. So it took some getting used to. It really did. But the thing that I love about the iPhone, and I'm sure that my ranting about the iPhone fanboys, I am equally as guilty as being of a Google fangirl because I use Google for everything. I will tell you that I love Google Docs, I love Google Spreadsheets, I love Google Drive, I use Google on my phone, I use Gmail, it's integrated into my calendar, so the same functions that I was using for my iPhone, I use now through Google in the exact same way. So Google Play, I have my music. Google Play is actually awesome because you don't pay per song, you actually pay per month, and you can kind of download as many songs as you want on your phone. You can listen to the radio. It's super easy to use for that. So I finally switched, and it's literally been the best decision that I've ever made. I can do work on this. Somebody sends me a spreadsheet. I can open it in Google Docs. I can edit it. I can change it, save it, and then send it right back to them and say, hey, changes have been made. I love this phone. It has great audio on it because it's got it says it's got like the Beats by Dre like on the back of it, which isn't really that fantastic. It just is really good for listening to video when you're traveling, either through headsets, or I know that Boo watches a lot of videos in the car on my phone, so I use it for that. But I think what's really funny is that the iPhone's coming out and they're announcing all these features, and it's stuff that's been out for a really long time. I mean, I've had this phone for over a year now, and it has kind of all those features. They announced one of the things that you were going to be able to double tap, and people with small hands, it would be like, I think the article I read was like, people with small hands can use this phone, which an iPhone's already small. So for it to be about the size of my HTC One and be, categorized as like easier to use for small hands, which I have, is I think kind of, ironic. But the other thing that I wanted to talk about, the big difference, so for people who are afraid to go from iPhones to Android devices, is that probably a lot of you watching this are PC users. So I can scan here. I actually have a Mac. It is the most expensive paperweight that I have ever owned. It gets turned on about once a month. For a while, it actually sat in my room and just was a really expensive Netflix box that I used to watch Netflix. I used the wireless keyboard from my bed, and I was able to watch Netflix in my room from my iMac. And the reason being is because the same thing that I experienced on my phone, where I got a Mac and I thought, this is gonna be great for video editing, this is gonna be great for my YouTube channel, and I had to do so many workarounds to get Boot Camp installed. So I would have, like the PC side, and then I would have the Mac side, but then when I was capturing the Fraps footage, it wouldn't go into iMovie, so I was having to buy extra software. It just was really, really difficult, and the options to expand on a Mac, to add in, extra memory, upgrade the video cards, things that you can do very easily with a PC. You can swap out PC parts, you can really customize it and upgrade it as much as you want, are not things that you can very easily do with a Mac, at least in my experience. So again, this is coming from somebody who is not a super technical person. I'm not a tech guru. I'm kind of a nub when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I will be very, very honest with you about that. But I think the benefit of that is that I'm a pretty standard user. So I probably identify with a lot of you guys in terms of how you use your computer, how you use your phones, how technical you are when it comes to swapping out your PC parts. I don't really feel like that's a common thing that many people do. So I would consider myself probably the pretty standard user. So the problems that I had with my Mac, and then I actually, after owning this and spending like $2,200, I had it literally for I think less than 60 days, and I was so done with it that I went out and spent an additional $1,200, got a way better quality PC, better graphics, easier to use, was compatible with many more games, many more pieces of software, easier to live stream, everything else for about $1,000 cheaper than what I paid for my Mac. Kind of the same experience with a phone. So with the phone, with the iPhone, it was very easy, to integrate. It's very easy to use. iMacs are really easy for basic use. If you just want to get on the internet, if you just want to quick edit movies, they make it really easy to use, which is very beneficial. But the ironic part is it's simplified, but way more expensive. It would be like if somebody told you, here's a bicycle and it gets you to point A and point B and all you have to do is pedal, and it's gonna cost you $10,000. Or I can give you this moped that automatically gets you there, and yeah, you may have to fill it up with gas occasionally, but it's only gonna cost you $1,000. You can do more, you can go faster, it's a little bit more work, but it's significantly cheaper. That's probably a bad analogy looking back on it. We'll skip that part, but you know what I'm saying, right? We're they give you equal to less functionality, but charge you way more money. So if you run out of space on this phone, you can just add in a SIM card or add in an extra memory card, and you've instantly got memory, and there's no limit on it. On an iPhone, you have to take stuff off and you lose your pictures, and it just doesn't really seem that much better to me. So again, I'm not gonna rag on iDevices. I'm not gonna rag on iMacs or iPhones, because I've owned these. I owned them. I have them. But I think it's just really funny that people are so hesitant and they're so quick to oh my god, the new iPhone 6 is so great, when it's pretty much the same HTC that I've had for the last 15 months. So I will say this about the new iPhone 6. It does have the megapixels are 8. In my phone, I have 4. So the camera quality in the iPhone is much better. Now, if you are an iUser, if you use an iMac and you do video vlogging and all that stuff, it makes sense for you to own an iPhone, so I can kind of understand that. But I have friends of mine who are hardcore console gamers that aren't really you know, involved in like the iLife, or they're not, you know, using iMacs, they're not using anything else. But every time a new iPhone comes out, they're like the first in line to go spend like $500 to go get, and they have to get the most memory because they take so many pictures with their 8-megapixel camera that they're gonna run out of memory first. So they're gonna pay, I think it's like $499 or $399 for a phone, when they just bought one. Like I think a year ago is when it was about a year ago when the old iPhone came out. To me, it's just crazy. So if you're one of those people who's like teetering on buying the brand new iPhone because it's got, you know, the 4.7-inch screen because it seems like it's so much easier to use. It's got an HD. I think one of the other features is that they talked about being able to turn your phone sideways. It was going to be easier to like look at email sideways on your phone than it was before. But I would really like urge you to go and try an Android phone. I haven't used any other Android, so don't count me as like the Android expert. Like I said, I'm just an average user. This is just my experience with the HTC One. I had a lot of friends tell me that they had experienced older Android phones that lagged a lot. I've never had that problem with this phone ever. It's been really easy when it updates. It's super easy to use. It's really intuitive. I love the fact that Google integrates to this. So Google on these phones will look at, like when I buy my airline tickets, it looks at it on my phone and remembers. And then in the morning, if it realizes that there's traffic, it'll tell me you need to leave in the next 15 minutes if you want to get to the airport in time for your flight, because it accounts for like how long they think it'll take to get through TSA. It's kind of creepy that it actually like memorizes how long it takes you. For a while when I was not working at home, it would actually know when, like on a Tuesday, if I normally left my house at a certain time to get to my job, it would realize that I had made that pattern so many times that I was going to be late. So like if I had taken a day off, I would get like a ding on my phone that said, if you want to leave for work on time, you need to, you know, be gone in the next 15 minutes. But it's super helpful. I get reminders. I set it for like the Cardinals games and for Blues more so than the Cardinals, but it updates me on scores. It tells me like, hey, the score is this. I don't have to keep checking it. It just auto alerts me. It gives me the weather. It gives me all kinds of stuff when I land in a new city. It tells me, hey, there's 15 attractions by where you are right now. It's super intuitive. It's easy to use. It's automatically kind of integrated in my life without me really having to do that much. So if you're one of those people who happens to be on the fence, who's not quite sure about it, but you're hearing all this hype about the iPhone 6, I would really, really encourage you to try an older phone before you spend all that money on going and buying a brand new iPhone. Look at an older HTC One. Like I said, mine's, I think 13. I got it last like July or August, so it's about 13 months old. It still works perfectly. It works great. I've never run out of memory. I think I have, like, let's look and see how many pictures and video. It says I have 910 camera shots on my phone, in addition to documents that I've downloaded, images that I've downloaded. I have so many folders on here. It keeps my Instagram photos. So just the photos I've taken with my camera, I have 910, and I've not run ever out of room. My old iPhone, I think I could hold, it was like maybe 350, 400. So I've doubled it. Now again, I do have more memory, but it's because I have the extra slot in here. So because I have the extra slot on my phone to add in extra memory, I can store more photos, and those extra memory cards are not that expensive. So again, just my video, it's a little bit different. I don't normally do like tech talks or tech reviews because I don't think of myself as a technical person. But like I said, I'm an average user, so take it with a grain of salt. Do your own research when it comes to buying new things, but before everybody like goes out and stands in line for forever to get the brand new iPhone, and before you shell out all this money, I would really, really encourage you to maybe give Android devices a try, because they're not, oh, my phone literally just loaded My Little Pony. How did it know? I need a break, phone. I'm so sorry. It's because I'm playing with it like while I'm talking. But yeah, I would definitely encourage you guys to just look into it and give it a try, because it has been the best decision that I've made to switch to an Android device from an iPhone. So that being said, it's news, it's relevant. Hopefully you guys found this informative for those of you who like tech reviews or things. I don't know. I look like a hot, it rained today. I'm a hot mess. I'm very worked up about this iPhone thing because I just like, dude, I pretty much own an iPhone, but it's better. Like, I don't, people, just be informed. Don't fall into like the propaganda that like Apple's been sending you for like the last 20 years, that Android's like the bad guys and only hackers use Android devices and they're so bad and the FBI hates them. Like, dude, they're great. They're fine. Normal people. I'm not normal, but I'm kind of normal and I use one. So there you go. I also would like to say that I was not paid to do this endorsement. I am not sponsored by HTC. So before anyone's like, HTC just paid Aureylian like however many dollars, HTC did not know I was making this video. I am just telling you that I'm making this is my own opinion. I did this of my own free will. So take that for what it's worth. I probably should have put that whole spiel in the beginning of the video so that people don't think that I did that. Now that I think about it, I probably should have asked to support that, but whatever. Happy Wednesday. Happy iPhone release day thing, announcement, news. I don't know. Let's just focus on new technology and not the other rumors that are going on right now around the internet. So that's it for me, guys. If you want to see more tech reviews, if you want to hear me talk about, I don't know, like my headset or like, I don't know. Give me stuff to try and I'll try it and I'll let you know. Maybe I'll build my own computer next and you guys can watch the hilarity of me trying to not break things because my computer is breaking right now and it's brilliant. So thank you guys as always for watching. I will see you in game soon. More gaming footage is actually coming out soon because I'm finally, like, you can tell that I'm better and I'm not, you know, sick and crazy anymore. So yeah. All right. Love you guys so much and I will see you in game soon. Bye.